My topic is the abyssal voyage of the Argonauts. Deep sea in situ observations reveal the contribution of cephalopod egg cases to the carbon pump. Introduction. Biological pump is the ocean's biologically driven transport of carbon to the deep ocean. There are different pathways in biological pump. One pathway is through algae. Another is by food flows. In addition to organic carbon, some carbon is transported as inorganic carbon. These pathways are maintained by calcifying organisms such as foraminifera, astrocad, and pteropod. They take carbonate ion from water to produce calcium carbonate shell. After their death, the shells sink to the deep sea floor. Now I'm going to introduce the argonaut. It has another name, pepper nautilus, which is similar to chambered nautilus, but they are in different orders, and their shells are evolutionarily unrelated. The argonaut is actually a pelagic octopus. It can be found in shallow open ocean, in tropical and subtropical. Many octopuses live in seafloor, but the argonauts live in water column. The most distinctive feature of the argonauts is their external egg case carried by the females. The females use the tips of the females to use the two webbed arms to secrete calcium carbonate to build their egg case. The main function of the egg case is, of course, to protect the eggs. Another function is to control buoyancy. The argonauts take some air at the surface using their egg case and dive to the depths where buoyancy balance gravity. The males are very small compared to female. They only have 8% of the female's length, 0.17% of the female weight, and they do not produce an egg case. Strandings of argonauts on beaches have been observed worldwide, but observation of deposition of the argonaut egg case is not present in the literature. So in this research, we want to show our observation and try to find out how much is the contribution of the argonaut egg cases to the calcium carbonate flux. Method. I think the ideal way to find the flux is collect the egg case in the same place for a period of time, but it seems to be unrealistic because the size of the egg case is too big and its abundance is too low compared to other small calcifying organisms. We can only observe the egg cases through camera. Different image platforms were used in this research, include RV, AUV, and the towed camera system. This figure shows the locations of our observation sites. They are located in the Eastern Pacific Ocean. A total of 90,000 images were collected. The area is about 600,000 square meters. Depths are from 3,400 meters to 5,500 meters. All images are analyzed manually for the presence or absence of the egg case. The egg case is present in these 9 sites and absent in these 3 sites. One area is investigated in more detail for this paper. It is called SO260A. In this cruise, we use the towed camera's open ocean floor observation system to collect 14 seafloor transects from March 7th to May 10th in 2019 at depth from 3,900 to 4,500 meters. The towed camera ocean floor observation system consisted of a still frame, a downward-looking camera, a pair of chart laser, a telemetry, and an altimeter. A total of 40,000 images are collected. Only images collected in these cruise are used for calculating the contribution of the eight cases. There are 2 laser points in every image. The distance between the 2 points are fixed, so it can be used as a scale to measure the shell length and the seafloor area in the image. Average image area is 10.85 square meter. Total area is 446,000 square meter. In this site called NORID, we use a time-lapse camera on a lander system to observe the dissolution of one egg case from May 31st to August 30th in 2021 at a depth of 4,300 meters. The camera takes a picture every 8 hours during 3 months. Results. The average length of the egg case is about 4.84 centimeters. Based on published length mass relationships, this length corresponds to an average mass of 2.38 grams. The density is the number of the egg case divided by the total area. There are 99 white deposits which were thought to be partly dissolved egg case because their dimensions are similar to the egg case. The result is 0.00069 egg case per square meter, or 1 egg case per 1,400 square meter. The contribution during the observation is the average mass multiplied by density. The result is 1.64 milligram per square meter. In situ observation shows the dissolution process of the egg case. In the end of this observation, there is little white remaining materials, so it shows dissolution in this site takes at least 90 days. Discussion. Argonauts strand on beaches in the southern part of the Gulf of California during January to March. And here is the site where we observe. This seasonal stranding suggests the annual life cycle, and the deposition of the egg case may also be annual. This figure shows the temporal distribution of seasonal stranding and our observation. The line in the bottom corresponds to the time required for the egg case to dissolve. Our observation is near the end of seasonal stranding, and it should be that most egg cases on the sea floor were not dissolved before our observation. So we think most egg case depositions during the year have been recorded by our observation. If this is true, then the contribution we observed can be used to estimate the annual flux. It is 1.64 milligram per square meter per year. The calcium carbonate flux of all open ocean calcifiers is 2.5 gram per square meter per year. It turns out that the contribution of argonaut A cases is only account for 0.06%. Conclusion. As I just mentioned, the argonaut A cases contribution to the total calcium carbonate flux of global open ocean calcifiers is 0.06%, which is very small. But I think it's still important to know it, because if we understand more small pathways like this, we can understand the entire biological pump in more detail. 没了。
All right, thanks for your presentation. I think overall it's a great presentation. It's easy to follow, and there's a lot of content, and most of all your time control is nearly in a perfect time place. And yes, although it has a lot of mathematics, a lot of calculations, but it's pretty easy to follow up. Thanks.
I think you have improved of your talk, and you add more images in your slide, and you put some information on it. It was good, and maybe you can just a little bit slower on your speed. Yes.